Tonight, MU announces its deadline to get a dose. What happens to people who don't get the shot, and how many employees have already gotten one? Back in the red zone, Missouri is in a familiar spot for COVID-19 positivity rate and transmission.
And I'm Ken Jewicki live in Columbia for the 56th annual tree lighting here at Shelter Insurance. It's going to happen live. This is KOMU 8 News at 6.
Coverage you can count on. KOMU 8 News starts now.
New today, the University of Missouri has now set a deadline for its employees to get vaccinated against COVID-19. Good evening, everyone. I'm Noah Klein. Thanks so much for joining us. It comes 2 weeks after voting to comply with President Joe Biden's vaccine mandate. KOMU 8's Maggie Boffman is live now on MU's campus to tell us what the deadline means for faculty and staff. Maggie?
The deadline for MU employees to prove they've been vaccinated is January 18th. Now, an MU spokesperson told me he believes 30 to 50% of employees have already done this. Staff, faculty, and student workers can upload their vaccine information directly to the university or show it to an HR rep and get a certificate to turn in. They can also request an exemption for religious or medical reasons, or if they have a job off campus that doesn't require in-person interaction. Those requesting religious exemptions do not need proof or a signature from a clergy member, but those needing a medical exemption must upload documentation from a physician. As for people who don't follow the process, he says the university will provide training and warnings before terminating anyone. He also says the whole process right now is very fluid because of legal challenges to the federal vaccine mandate.
We have to do this, or we risk losing several millions of dollars in our federal contracts. So we're trying to explain this to all of our communities as quickly as possible and in a way that they can take appropriate action.
MU is holding 2 vaccination clinics over the next week. The first one is tomorrow here at MU Student Center, and that starts at 11 a.m. and goes till 2 p.m. Reporting live in Columbia, Maggie Boffman, KOMU 8 News.
All right, Maggie, thank you. Let's go from vaccines now to case numbers because Missouri is back in the red zone. That's according to data from a White House report and the CDC. KOMU 8's Isabella Don joins us now in our studio. Bella, you talked with health officials all day. What does being in the red zone mean?
Well, Noah, being in the red zone means there's a high transmission and positivity rate with COVID-19 in Missouri. And you can see on the map here that all of Missouri's counties are seeing high positivity rates. But the health officials I spoke with told me Missouri is in a better spot today than a year ago when we were also in the red zone.
We're not seeing nearly the volume of cases that we saw last year.
The White House report from CDC data shows an increase in COVID-19 cases, hospitalizations, and deaths from the previous week. The data is on a 1-week delay, but Mid-Missouri hospitals are dealing with those increases today.
We're definitely seeing an uptick in admissions and ICU cases for COVID-19 patients. It's looking like the beginning of a surge.
Missouri has been in and out of the red zone since last fall, but officials say being in the red zone today is better than where we were last December.
But I don't think that we are yet in a situation where we need to really revisit and change the things that we're doing.
But there's still concern for incoming complications, like the Omicron variant and flu season.
We're very nervous that we won't see the suppression of flu the way we saw it last year, and that we could see demand for hospitalization for flu and COVID simultaneously, creating a surge.
In the last week, Missouri COVID-19 hospitalizations have increased by 27%, and COVID-19 related deaths have increased by almost 50%. At MU Healthcare, the majority of those hospitalizations are people who aren't vaccinated.
It can be an emotional drain when it feels like there is more that could be done to prevent hospitalizations.
And Missouri still ranks in the bottom 10 states for vaccination rates. And when we look at our neighboring states, the majority of their counties are also facing high positivity rates. And the map shows a higher percentage of red zones in the Midwest and in the Northeast. In the studio, Isabella Ladon, KOMU 8 News.
Just as we were expecting, we did not break a record today. Our high temperature was 70 degrees. The north. We'll talk about it coming up.
An update now to a story we first brought you a few weeks ago. A Columbia man faces a federal gun charge after a shooting incident in downtown Columbia in early November. Boone County prosecutors charged the 51-year-old with first-degree assault, armed criminal action, and unlawful use of a weapon. He's currently in the Boone County Jail without bond. Sedalia Chamber ambassadors and Truman VA's hospital staff celebrated a new outpatient clinic today. The staff hosted a ribbon-cutting event and an open house at the facility. The clinic offers health services, including physical therapy and other services. Sedalia's CBOC will open for patient care Monday, December 6th. Coming up, Columbia Regional Airport reached a major milestone in its construction of a new terminal.
And I know it's been warm today, but be assured the holiday season is underway, and we're kicking it off here in Columbia at the 56th annual Shelter Insurance Tree Lighting. That's coming up.
Here's what's happening right now. Developing news nationally. New reporting from the New York Times says most COVID-19 boosters will work regardless of which shot you initially received. A large study finds that most combinations of shots will provide strong protection. It's still too soon for researchers to say how the Omicron variant will impact immune protections. Back here in mid-Missouri, Columbia Regional Airport's new terminal will have more than just more space. One of the beams used to build it will also have dozens of signatures from the community on it. The airport has had one terminal in service since the airport's founding in 1968. Last month, United announced it will suspend service to Columbia on January 4th. But the airport manager says he believes the carrier will return and the new terminal is necessary for the expected growth in flights and passengers.
A great relationship with them. We'll continue having conversations with them in the future about the potential return of United flights here in Columbia. And ultimately, it'll be up to the airline when that would happen.
The terminal is estimated to cost $26.6 million. It should open to the public in late spring or early summer next year.
For 56 years, Shelter Insurance has had a tree lit to help celebrate the season. This year, they're adding something new as well. The details on that and the lighting of the tree coming up next live.
Welcome back. Shelter Insurance is keeping up a long-time holiday tradition. Tonight is the company's 56th annual Christmas tree lighting. KOMU8's Chief Meteorologist Kenton Jawicki is live at Shelter Insurance to help light up that tree, Kenton.
Yeah, Noah, and it's really great to be back here. I'm back with Jay McClellan here. We do this every year, except for last year, of course. Right. And I got to say, it's so nice to be back. We really need this togetherness, and you guys have been doing this for 56 years. Had this thing, people stop when they're driving on I-70 just to see your tree.
They do.
And it's just a really great time. So I'm so glad that we're back to doing that, especially this year. And you have something new you're doing this year as well. So when people stop, they can even see more lights. Tell us about that.
That's right. We've got the Winter Wonderland Garden of Lights, and it's in our shelter gardens. We put together over 20 displays and then numerous other lights, thousands of lights, in fact. We've got our schoolhouse decorated as well. Santa's in there. He's got an elf. So they're going to be taking pictures of the kids with Santa, and we're excited. There are so many light displays in there, and it's going to be fun for people just to be able to walk through, kind of enjoy it at their own pace, and again, kind of add a little more to the holiday season.
So it's a walk through the gardens lights.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
It's a walk through the garden, and the gardens are kind of a piece of Columbia that we've always really enjoyed, and now we're adding to that. It's our 75th anniversary, so we really wanted to kind of go out in style here at the end of the year, and it'll be an annual event hereafter.
That's amazing. So tell us how long is it open and things like that, the hours.
Sure. So it'll be open tonight, obviously, but then we'll be open this weekend, 6 to 8. Both Friday and Saturday, as well as the next 2 weekends thereafter. And then we'll also be open on the 20th, 21st, and 22nd.
Awesome. Okay, well, let's get this tree lit,
okay,
and we can get things started. Here we go, guys. We're going to count down from 5. 3, 2, 1. There's the top, and there is the tree. It is a holiday season here in central Missouri. Don't forget to stop by Shelter Insurance on West Broadway in Columbia for the tree, and also their new Festival of Lights as well in Shelter Gardens. Matt, we're going to send it back over to you. I know it's been a warm one, but we are all feeling the holiday spirit here at Shelter Insurance.
Yeah, maybe everyone except Mother Nature may be feeling that holiday spirit for us. Looking at our departure from average, we are going to be Thursday and Friday with partly cloudy skies. We'll take a look at your weather IQ questions coming up.
Weather IQ, I'm excited. All right, Matt Beckwith, thank you very much. Coming up, we're live at Mizzou Arena with sports.
Now, from the Ford Sports Desk, KOMU 8 Sports.
And that's sports.
Now here's a look we're following for KOMU 8 News at 10 o'clock. One Columbia Elementary School teacher is inspiring change. Here how her paintings are bringing people together at 10.
And it's been a little while since I've done the 6, so I forgot Weather IQ. Let's get to that now. Weather IQ question of the day, sponsored by Break Time. Energy from the sun interacts with what part of our atmosphere to create the northern lights? The answer is the ionosphere. Now let's get a recap of your weather as we head into our Friday. We're going to start the day in the middle 40s. We'll quickly warm to near 70 once again. The record for tomorrow near 75 degrees, so I think that one's looking safe, especially since we didn't break the record today or even tie it. Today's high was 70, 2 degrees shy of that record. Low 50s for Saturday, near 60 on Sunday. Looking at the 40s as we head into early next week.
I really am selfishly kind of happy you forgot that weather IQ question because I wasn't going to get it. Were you going to get it right?
Well, I'd like to think I have a broad knowledge of Aurora Borealis, but I did not happen to know that in particular, unfortunately.
You learned something new today, just a few minutes late.
There you go, exactly, right? There you go, learn something new every day.
Certainly do something to learn about the Blues. 2 players in COVID protocol today. Jordan Bennington, Justin Falk, a couple of big players for them as they take on the Lightning tonight.
I'm learning all kinds of things. All right, that's our time for now. We'll see you at 10.